Hello, it's Joy Olson of Blockbuster Fundraising. How many lapsed donors do you have? I bet you're thinking about it, aren't you, this June? Getting ready to have a lapsed donor plan? Well, I'm here to help you today, and I've got some good advice. In fact, I thought this week we'd really concentrate on lapsed donors because this is the perfect time to take a little break from events and your June appeal letter and think about your lapsed donor plan. So, I'm going to start with this idea from Carolyn Stein because it's give you pause for thought. She says, rethink how you approach lapsed donors. And you know why? Because oftentimes lapsed donors don't consider themselves to be lapsed at all. They don't understand your fundraising protocols, your database reports, and they're still, many of them, thinking, gee, this is great. I love this organization. I'm a member in good standing, a donor in good standing. So, Carolyn says, because of this, because you may be thinking lapsed donor, and they may be thinking donor in good standing, you want to be careful how you reach out to them. So, here's the deal. Start with a personal call or a personal visit, because what you are doing right now is rebuilding a relationship, and letters and emails probably aren't going to be nearly as effective as picking up the phone and talking, requesting time on the phone to talk, or requesting a personal visit. It's important to remember that not all donors give at the frequency we prefer. They may give every 18, 19 months instead of every 12 months. So you want to talk to them and find out what's going on. She says, be sure, and I know you would do this, you acknowledge their past contributions and talk about all the wonderful things that you've done together, and make sure that they realize that you really have appreciated them and that their impact was so important and would really be missed. All right, well, so you want to remember, number one, a lapsed donor to you may not feel lapsed at all. They may feel like a very loyal, interested donor. Okay, second part of today's video. The Fundraising Authority, Joe at the Fundraising Authority, who always has a lot of best practices and detailed fundraising advice, talks about the lapsed donor. And he points out that you are rebuilding a relationship. And I think we all understand that. We've all had a relationship that perhaps we're just not friends anymore, and we kind of wonder why, and we think back, and you think, you know, if I'd have just picked up the phone or made a special time to get together, we'd probably still be great friends. Somebody has to do the work to rebuild the relationship. And hey, that's your job. You're the development director. You're the relationship builder. You've got to build this relationship back with your donor. Now, Joe at Fundraising Authority suggests these 4 steps. He says that, well, actually, there are 4 steps of the personal conversation that you're going to have, all right, either on the phone or at a personal meeting. Now, he suggests, number 1, and I totally agree with this, we've talked about it already today, is thank the person for all of their support and how much you've appreciated their support for your organization in the past, and how much that support has meant. All right, that's number 1. And you want to be really sincere. You want to check the records. You want to see which parts of your mission which plea that they really seem to have enthusiasm for, and go back to that and make sure that they understand that you've really taken the time and taken note of when they did support what they do like. They'll be impressed. Okay, second, he says, you tell them that you miss them and you really want them back again. And of course, that you wish that they were still an active part of your organization, and you feel certain that you can make that happen again. Very important. Third, he says that he fills them in on all the great work that's going on and lays out a vision for the future. Okay, well, this is where I would personally deviate from this particular scenario. At this point, after I told them how much I appreciated them, relate to the gifts they've given and the impact that that gift has made, and how much we hope that they'll come back, that they are missed, then I have questions for them. You know, what's going on? Did we do anything that that you found off course? Are you still interested in our mission? You ask open-ended questions, as open-ended as you possibly can, to get your donor to talk to you, because you want to know what's on their mind. You already know what's on your mind. You miss them and you want them back. But the questions are, the answers lie with your donor. What happened? Are they supporting other organizations? Did they get a little irritated with you? What's happened? Do they have a new job and don't have as much disposable income? The kid's off to college? Things have changed? Find out what's going on, because people will let you know. They'll let you know if they're a little irritated with you, if they think you've gone off track, or if they're just not in the position to support you more, or yeah, I still love you to pieces and I plan to continue my support. Then you will know, okay? All right, and then you can tell them all the great work you could do together. But first, find out about them, okay? Enough about us. What's going on in their life? How come they're missing in action? All right, and then fourth, Joe at Fundraising Authority says he makes an ask, but not always for a gift. He always has a non-ask event in his back pocket, like a tour of the facility or a luncheon, something that you can give back to the donor without asking for a gift. Possibly if they've said, gee, Joy, you know, I didn't even realize it had been 1.5 years since I'd given you a gift. I thought we got, you were in our December pile of nonprofits to support. Sure, what do you got on? What you got going right now? I'd be happy to donate. That'll happen. You know why? Because you're there and you're going to ask. So if after this conversation you realize that they're still with you, that they just haven't realized that they've fallen into your lapsed parameters, then go ahead and ask for a gift. Say, gee, it's great that you still love what we do. And boy, could we use your help. We've got such and such project right now that we want to achieve before September. How about a gift? Would that be possible? So ask and you will probably get that gift. You know, tomorrow I thought that in the rest of the week we'd look at lapsed donor letters, because I know that a lot of you like to have a letter. But I strongly suggest that you take the time right now to look through your lapsed donor file. pull them out. How many have you got that are 18 months? Segment that list and call at least 50% of them. If you can't do that, if you've got so many lapsed donors, I hope you don't, but get a telephone committee with your board or your staff, make some calls. And then for maybe the smaller donors, you wait until tomorrow and craft a great lapsed donor letter. Okay, this is Joy Olson of Blockbuster Fundraising saying thank you for having been here today. I really enjoy the company, so come back again. We have lots of fundraising tips for you. We have over 100 fundraising tips right now, no, 200 on our YouTube Blockbuster Fundraising channel, all free. Everything out there that we can put together to help you be the best of the best, to be a blockbuster fundraiser. Okay? So, joyolsongroup.com, blockbusterfundraising.com, YouTube, Facebook, and bye-bye and thanks.